Okay, today's episode is all about pricing on your website or not. It's a question that I get asked all the time. It's a topic of conversation inside of Facebook groups, LinkedIn. It really is, and for lack of a better word, it can be a fairly controversial topic. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. As always, they're my thoughts, my opinions, just my viewpoints. And I'm going to I always try to give you both perspectives, okay? So there's two perspectives to this. The perspective of absolutely not, don't put your pricing on your website because you don't want people to make a decision about working with you based on price alone, okay? That they then don't value you, they're looking at it from a price only perspective, and that you want them to actually get on a call with you so that you can really explain the value of what you're offering. You can explain the value of the cost of it, the investment, and really present it as an investment versus just allowing them to make a decision on price alone. Okay? I completely understand that train of thought. Then there's the train of thought, which I tend to follow, of everybody has a budget, right? And it's not on me. I really truly do not feel as though it's on me to make that decision for somebody else. So I am of the absolutely put your pricing on your website bandwagon. And here's why. Here's always my thought on it, is that every single person, we all know we have a budget, right? We are adults. We make financial decisions for ourselves and in our business. And we know if somebody is serious about solving a problem that they have a budget in mind, and they also know where they are willing to stretch that budget, right? Like if they have an idea in their mind of what they are willing to invest into something or someone, a program, and anything, coaching, etc., right? They also know what is extremely out of their budget, okay? And so I'm always of the mindset, like, just let people know what it is, what it looks like to work with you, right? Because I've been on the other side of that. I've been on calls with somebody only to find out that their package is so far beyond what I'm willing to invest, right? Value or not, even if they are the best person on the planet to work with, I know in my heart what I'm willing to invest and what I'm not. And I know where I'm willing to make that commitment to my family financially. And I don't like feeling awkward. I don't like feeling pressured. I don't like feeling like I have to explain myself. Like, my financial information is mine. It's not up to me to have to explain to you my financial situation as to whether or not I feel as though it's a good investment. This happened to me personally. Like, there was a coach, I commented on something of hers. I knew she was way out of my budget, like, because she is open with her pricing, right? I knew she was out of my budget. So I just commented on one of her posts, and she like started DMing me. And then she was like, well, maybe, if and when you decide that taking a loan out or asking your family to help you pay for this is more important, than going into debt and actually seeing results from it, then you come back to me and maybe we can work with you. Like, it's a horrible feeling, right? It's a horrible feeling for somebody to feel like, I'm so, yes, I value you. Like, I really respect you, but I can't put 15 grand down on a coaching package right now, right? Like, so I'm always of the thought process of just let people know what it looks like to work with you, right? If they are serious about solving their problem, and if you've done your due diligence to build yourself up as a personal brand, to create that awareness, to create that know, like, and trust factor through other mediums, whether it's been on connection calls, whether it's through the power of referral and recommendation from other clients, whether it's been getting on a chat with them, if you have a problem that they're willing to solve and they know what it costs to work with you, then that decision is on them, right? I 100% believe in that. Like, that is not my decision, and it's not up to me to convince you. Yes, it's up to me to share with you what the investment looks like and how it can help you, but it is not on me to make that decision as to whether or not you can afford it or whether or not you're willing to invest on it. So I am always of that side of the coin, to put the pricing on there, okay? The other side to this coin is, you don't want to get on a bunch of calls with people that can't afford your services, right? So I had a client who did like 20 something connection calls in 1 month, but the conversion rate was poor. I think her conversion rate like had tanked down to like less than 10%, okay? And it was because the people that she was getting on the connection call with, she had raised her price, and now the people that she was getting on these calls with, her pricing just was out of their budget. It didn't mean what she did was of less value. It didn't mean that she priced herself out of the market. It meant that she just was working with a different clientele now, right? So we put the pricing right on her discovery call, like intake form. And it was a range, like where, in order to solve this problem, what does your budget look like? Starting here, like DIY, done with me, done for you, and they were all ranges. And so she did far less discovery calls in the next month, but her conversion rate went up to like almost 80%, right? Because the people she was getting on the phone with knew they were getting into. They knew the price, or they knew a starting number of that investment. They knew what it looked like. She was coming highly recommended. So the conversion rate is higher, right? So again, like the people that are now coming to the calls when they know the price, they're coming with the intention that they already know whether or not they're willing to invest it or they're willing to stretch to invest it, right? It's not on you. Pricing is no longer an issue of whether or not you have to tell them what it is and why and all of this. Now you're simply just sharing about, here's what I do, here's how I can help you, here's the problems we can solve, here's how I would approach this, right? So now you can truly change the conversation to be 100% about how you can help them, and it's really no longer about what it costs or what the investment is. So again, two sides to that coin. I'm always of the pro pricing. Just tell people what it looks like. Okay, so a couple action items for you. One, like take a look and see, have you been getting on a lot of calls with people who are under your budget or are telling you that they can't afford you? Now, there's always a side to that coin where people are saying, like, if they're telling you they can't afford you, it could just mean that you're not presenting yourself correctly. But it also could mean that you have a positioning issue where you're attracting clients that can't afford you. And could that help by putting your pricing and being a little bit more upfront about your pricing? Like, again, because if they can't afford it, they might not schedule the call with you, right? Or, and then number two, if you don't want to put like exact pricing, you can always put like a starting range. So if you have a 4 month coaching package, you can say starting at, or investment range from, right? So you can give them kind of this starting point and end point. So at least they know like this is the minimum that this investment is going to cost me. And again, they can make the decision from there whether or not they want to schedule a call. I know personally, if there's no pricing on a website, I won't even schedule a call with somebody because I do not enjoy that awkward feeling. Again, I know what my budget is. I know what I'm willing to invest. I've done my due diligence to know where the market lies and what I'm willing to spend, okay? And where my budget is at, like in my business with my family, again, that's not up to me to explain to anybody else. That's my decision, my personal finances. I don't have to explain it to anybody else. So if you don't have your pricing on your website, I won't even schedule a call with you because I don't even have any desire to get on a call with somebody only to find out or have to say, I'm sorry, that's far out of my budget or it's not what I was expecting, etc. Like I just won't do it. Personal opinion again, but think about your own spending habits. Think about how you make your own decisions. Like if there's no pricing on a website from somebody that you want to work with, do you schedule a call? Are you totally open to that? If you are, then your clients will be too, right? But again, if you're not, what makes you think your clients are? So are you actually losing? So these people that say that, your people are making a decision based on price and you're losing out. Well, are you actually, there's a flip side of that coin that says, are you losing out on actually getting calls because people are afraid it's out of their budget or they're going to be hard sold or they're going to have to be like convinced as to why they should take out debt, which is so sleazy and slimy. And I'm hoping to God that that starts to change. But right now it's still happening. So anyway, I am pro pricing on your website. Again, always two sides to every coin. But what are your thoughts on it? How do you feel about it? I'd love to know. All right, drop them in the comments. Get into my Facebook group and let's talk about it inside of there too as well. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.